Hey, good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Daily Dose. Mark Avens, Coach Mark here, creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough, a coaching program designed specifically for busy moms and dads, men and women over 40 who are looking to lose weight without long workouts and impossible diets. But right now we are in episode number 25 of the Daily Dose. Welcome. I'm really excited for today's live. Really excited. In fact, it was really awesome. I'm in my other home office, which is inside the Jeep. Kids are inside doing schoolwork. So my office is right now being occupied. There's no vacancy there. And then outdoors, I was going to do an outdoor one like I've done before. And you've joined me if you've joined me in the past for a Daily Dose. And there's like all kinds of like chainsaws going off. They're cutting trees and stuff. So here's my other home office. I'm in my driveway in the Jeep, and a great song came on, and it was perfect for today's talk. And I'm going to be talking to you about courage. And I think it was so cool because I took some notes. Just so you know, I do a little preparation. So this isn't like just me winging it. I get encouraged by a number of things. I get encouraged by my family. I get encouraged by my faith. I get encouraged by my coaching clients. I get encouraged by my colleagues. I get encouraged by my own mentor and coach. I get encouraged by a lot of things. And I feel if I'm getting all this encouragement from God and from other people and from my environment and from situations that I find myself in through the day, I feel overflowed with encouragement. And so that's why I'm bringing you this daily dose. It's a daily dose of encouragement. There's going to be no negativity, no negative talk. So if you tend to be drawn in by negativity, if you tend to be that person just thrives on people who are angry and bitter and frustrated and pissed off at the world and, like that Debbie Downer, negative Nancy kind of person, if that's what you're into, then this is totally not for you. But if you want to be encouraged, if you want to have some encouragement, good morning, Vinny. If you encourage, thank you for coming on here too, by the way. I really appreciate seeing you on here. And I hope you're doing well. I love, by the way, on a side note, I love seeing all the pictures back from home. It just gave me some really great memories of my childhood. And it was awesome. So keep doing that. And I hope you're encouraged by this. And all I ask, whether it's Vinny or anybody else that's on here, is if you are encouraged by this, that you share this with one other person. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who may not be so encouraged right now. There might be people who are without a job. There might be people who are already depressed going into this, and even more so now being just kind of amplified in their level of depression. And I feel sorry for you. And for teachers, gosh, I mean, I know a friend of mine who is a school teacher, and it's really rough. And he said, he has 100 and something students, and about like 30 of them didn't even show up for anything, which kind of blows me away. Parents, get after your kids. Make sure if they need to sign in, do their schoolwork, what have you, make sure that they're there, because the teachers aren't just doing this for nothing, right? I mean, they're getting a paycheck, right? But also they're going above and beyond because they're outside of their normal environment. But that's not what I want to talk about. Because what I want to talk about actually is what it takes to do these things, to get through what we're doing right now and dealing with our current situation. And whether you're on lockdown mode or, and the thoughts are, when are we going to get back? If your business is struggling, maybe, your family life and your relationships are struggling. I know I haven't seen my parents, although they don't live close to me. I would love to go visit with my parents right now, who I know are keeping themselves safe. They're older. They're healthy, but they're older. So they're just, taking their necessary precautions, as many of our older friends and families and people that we know are staying. So I want to share with you what that takes, because it takes a lot of courage, right? Like, the reality is, I'm going to ask you, here's a question, and you can answer it in the comments if you want. And by the way, I see you on here. You can just let me know. Look, I got my pen. Should I put it in my ear? This is what my dad used to do. He was a carpenter, and it wasn't a pen. He'd have one of those like flat pencils, like those flat, like kind of flat on one side, like thick pencils. and then he would like use like a hatchet or a knife, and he would chop it to sharpen it. That's just how you sharpen those pencils. But my dad was a carpenter, by the way. He grew up not a builder, not a, they have a home renovator, whatever you want to call him. He was your old-fashioned carpenter, like legit carpenter. Used his hands. If you're ever to meet him, his hands were like 3 times the size of mine, and they were awesome. And I'll tell you what, I would say anything for my dad would actually be, as far as a exemplary vision of courage. He was definitely courageous. He fought in the Vietnam War. He worked his butt off for our family so he could provide for us. He busted his butt. He's always been there for other people. Truly a sign of a version of courage. And that's what I want to ask you, is just to think about, what does it take to be courageous? I think it takes a whole lot right now, don't you? I actually wrote some things down, because I think it can be easy to say, we're just kind of not doing enough. We're just barely scraping by. We're just like, man, I know a lot of us are taking one day at a time, but I can say, even if we're taking one day at a time, we can definitely get down on ourselves, feeling like we're not doing a good enough job. We're not doing, enough for maybe our neighbors, our friends, our family, our loved ones. Maybe we're not doing enough for our kids right now. And I could just tell you, first off, just please take some of that weight off of your shoulders. Take some of it off. I think there's just so much pressure on, and it doesn't mean to not be courageous in these times, but just to know that if you made it to today, you've got some courage. Let me just tell you, I don't care where you're at. I don't care what circumstances you're in. If you've lived any length of time on this earth, there's a chance that you have even a little bit of courage there. So please just know this going into this. And let me just share with you some attributes of being courageous. So I think this will be helpful in understanding, you know what? I can relate to that. Oh, okay. Oh, I can relate to that one too. You know what? My day and my circumstances kind of suck right now, but you know what? I do have some courage. There's some courage there. For me, I find a big amount of my courage comes from my faith and belief in God and Him guiding my steps along the way. I've never felt more courageous in my entire life than when I started to actually open up my life to God and allowing Him to show me what true courage is all about. But let me just share with this, whether you have faith or not, attributes. Feeling fear. So like we all have a little bit of fear, right? So what's the opposite of fear? Faith. But let's just say feeling fear. One of the attributes is feeling fear, yet choosing to act. Okay. So it's hard to be courageous if you just feel the fear, but it isn't as hard if you, regardless of what you're feeling and your emotions of fear, you're still choosing to act, right? If you chose to get up today, you chose to go to work or do what you needed to do to provide for your family, to get the kids up so that they're doing their schoolwork, feed the dog, do your daily stuff, brush your teeth, get up. Chances are you're choosing to act a little bit. Maybe there's fear that's taking over some of those actions, and that's something, just so you know, you have a bit of that courageousness in you. Leslie, what's going on? And Cynthia, thank you for coming on here. Appreciate you. So that's number one. Number two is, now I know a lot of times people say, don't follow your heart, it's going to lead you down. But I think of it as, and this is an attribute of courage, because following your heart requires you to be courageous, but even also to have passion. Like there's something about passion. Now, I would just tell you on a side note, and I don't know why I feel like yelling. Maybe it's just because it's echoing in here. And I have to go back and remind me to tell you about the song that I heard on here, because it has to do with courage and it was awesome. And I started the Daily Dose with this, but I will get back to that, I promise. Because I hear the music's on a little now. I said, I forgot to tell them the song that was on. All right, so having passion. Now, I'm sure there's something, whether you've acted on it or not, I'm sure there's something that you have passion for. It may be, you might have a passion for teaching. You may have a passion to work with children. You may have a passion to help. Like for me, my passion is in helping men and women get healthier. People that are in my walk of life in their 40s and 50s. And why I say that in the beginning, it's who I work with primarily. And my passion is in helping them realize how good their lives can be when they take it to the next level when it comes to their level of health. Like there's a passion there to be able to do the things you want to do activity-wise and have the kind of confidence to be able to get out of the shower and look in the mirror and say, okay, I know I got work to do, but you know what? Today I look good. And you know what? This is not a cockiness. This is a confidence. I've been working on myself, and my wife as well. She's been working on her own, on not just physical, just on confidence. And part of it is being physically healthy. And I can say, I look in the mirror like, hey, I know I got work to do, 47 years old, but you know what? I can stand out of the shower. And again, this may be too much information for you, but I'm just going to say it because I'm feeling it right now. I'm passionate about it. As I look in the shower, I'm like, dang, for 47, I look good. You know what? And that's it. And if you can have that kind of confidence, all I'm saying is my passion wants that for others. Like, I'm passionate at wanting that for other people in my life. Hey, welcome. I appreciate you being on here. Thank you for the little hello. If you're on here watching, I'm just going to give you a quick little hello. Thank you. By the way, this is a daily dose of encouragement. We're talking about courage. And gosh, you know, if I could instill one thing in you today, and I still have a few more of those attributes I want to share with you, is that A, you are courageous right now. You have the courage to not just get through your day, but to make it freaking awesome. Even if you are carrying around an extra 50 pounds on your body because you've taken such crappy care of yourself. Maybe your personal health has been put and has been down in the toilet before any kind of coronavirus. And now it's just amplified because now it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I have the time. Now I don't even know what to do with myself because I was so busy and caught up in all of life stuff. Now I have plenty of time and I have no idea where to start. But let me just trust me for a minute. If you're a parent, if you have family members, obviously you are a child of somebody's. You're courageous. And you know what? Here's the thing, is if you're taking care of, I know a lot of my people, a lot of people in my season of life, let's just say that. And we're not saying old, because I'm not old, 47. You're not old. And you don't have to be old at 57. But you might be in a season where you're starting to take care of loved ones, people who are older in your life. Maybe it's aunts, uncles, grandparents, or parents of yours. Maybe, you know, even neighbors who are older. And you're now seeing that season where people are struggling, right? They're struggling with their health and struggling maybe in some other areas. And you have to step up. That takes courage. Look, if you're a parent and you have kids at home and they've been home for 5 or 6 weeks, there's requirement of some courage, even if it's all jacked up. And I feel kind of, maybe I'm neglecting. My teens don't really want to be around me. So I feel a little bit neglectful, but I am saying, hey, honey, you want to go for a walk? And they say, nah, I don't want to do that. So I don't know if you got teens and you can relate with that. But also, here's it takes courage to actually get out of bed and to plan out your day. Maybe your job is all jacked up right now. Maybe you're looking for new directions in a career path that you have a choice. That takes being courageous. Even if you're afraid, you still are required, because at the end of the month, you're going to have to pay your bills. You're going to have to put food on the table. You're going to need to be there and to be the one who helps to support your family. I know I feel that. I know I have to step up as a dad. I have to step up as a husband. I have to step up as a son. And it takes being courageous. And let me just share with you a couple more attributes, because I'm really excited about this, because I want to instill some courage in you today. So we talked about feeling fear yet choosing to act. We felt about that passion. And I don't know if you felt it yet, but I'm passionate about encouraging you today. I'm passionate about what I do. On a side note, if you want information, you want to know why people are getting in amazing shape who are on my Lean Body Breakthrough coaching program, it's much more than a diet. It's much more than a workout. It's much more than just being motivated by me. It's taking action and having courage to take that first step, which sometimes is just a phone call to me to say, hey, Mark, I don't know if this is the right fit or not, but here's where I'm at, here's where I'm struggling, here's where I need help. And what I determine is whether or not I can help you. And if I can, boom, we take that next step of courage. And if I can't, you can still take that next step of courage by me guiding you in the right way. So that was 2. Now we're going into 3. Persevering in the face of adversity, right? If there's a time right now, any time in the world, persevering is so important. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You can't give up right now. You cannot give up. I'm not going to permit you to give up. I've been on here 25 days now. I even go on live for other things because I do that just for my normal work stuff. I talk about fitness, by the way. I'll be sharing some of that later in the day. So if you catch this maybe your day and you have a break and you say like, oh, I saw that daily dose. Does he have anything else? Yes, I do. I will be posting more videos today. Because I'm encouraged. Not only that, I'm persevering. I need to thrive. I'm encouraged by helping encourage others. Does that make sense at all? It's hard to be an encouragement to others if you're not encouraged yourself, right? Does that make sense? But it does take and require action. Hey, I know one of the things in my faith walk, in fact, I'm going through the book of James right now, is awesome. I got recommended from, and I've gone through the book of James, and it's really pretty awesome. It's like, there's a section in there, and I think it's in the first or second chapters, and it talks about faith without works is dead. Well, what is the works? Now, it's not like, poor wireless connection, earning your way with God. It's not anything to do with that. It's actually faith, just having a belief in God, knowing God and not acting on that. It's dead. Pretty much faith without works is dead, but basically it requires you to take action, regardless if you have faith or not. So just know we have to take action. So standing up for what is right. So I said perseverance. So there's perseverance in the face of adversity, right? Whatever is jacked up in circumstances, there still is a need for perseverance. You could choose to stay stuck if you like that. If that's your deal, you probably should stop walking or stop watching me right now. Hey, Holly. Hey, Greg. Appreciate you, Guy. Appreciate you. Thank you. I see some familiar names coming on here. I really, really super appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. So next one is expand. Remind me to tell you that song that was on because it's really important. Expanding on your horizons, right? Letting go of the familiar. I heard an awesome sermon message the other day from a pastor who talked about, everybody's talking about getting back to normal, right? Getting back to normal. I can't wait till things get back to normal. I've caught myself saying that. You know what? But the complete honesty or honest truth for me is I don't want to. And this message was so crystal clear to me. How about instead of getting back to normal, which it may suck. Maybe your normal sucks. Maybe, again, your circumstances before this virus were kind of crappy. Maybe your health is in the toilet. Maybe your job is in the toilet. Maybe your relationship was in the toilet. And getting back to normal, why is it enticing? Because it's normal, because it's something we're used to. And unfortunately, we crave familiar, right? That's the thing. But what if instead you reframe it, instead of saying getting back to normal, and saying looking forward to the new normal, looking forward to what's to come? That's an exciting thing. But you know what that requires? Even if you don't have faith, of course, it helps to have faith, but if you don't, looking forward to normal requires some courage. You got to build up some courage. Now, I can help you in the physical sense. If your body's to the toilet and you're a mom or dad over 40, and you know, like, gosh, I got no physical strength. I feel terrible. My back's out of whack. I've been sitting around watching Netflix all day. I'm in pathetic shape. In fact, I'm, your age, Mark, but I feel like I'm in my 50s and 60s. I feel like I'm one step away from, assisted living. If you feel that way, you have a choice. It does require courage, and maybe a little bit of courage just to take that first step. So the next thing is attributes. We're still going through attributes. Facing suffering with dignity or faith is, there's a lot of people I know are suffering. Hey, on a side note, now while our jobs, like my job is secure, I work in the online industry. I do online coaching. So my job it is affected because there's people that maybe are choosing not to spend money on a coach right now. But I was saying my wife didn't get furloughed, but I know a lot of people that she works with got furloughed and she got her hours cut back. There's less income coming in, I would say. And maybe that's the same case for many of you. But I was saying, and there's a little bit of suffering, right? We'd have to cut back on certain things and, adjust how we do our spending because we want to be good stewards of the finances that God is blessing us with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly life type of basis. But then doing so, facing this suffering that, hey, we're going to have troubles of many kinds. We're going to have struggles and pains and sorrows. They're going to be there. So if things are just perfection, right? There's no perfection. There's only one person that's perfect, and that guy is up top there. It's not any of us. It's not you or me or anybody else, And I know there's plenty of people that may feel like that everything is perfect, but in reality, it's more or less the highlight reel. Things that you see are perfect, not necessarily their true life. So anyway, just, in this whole bravery, and gosh, I have so much more to share, but I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to share with you the song. It came on. It was so flipping appropriate. It was so awesome. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Tim. It was so awesome. The song I came on, literally I had my book. I was going to do outside of my front porch. I was going to do the daily dose, and all the chainsaws are going off. And I got in my car. I was like, all right, I got to get in my car. I'm going to do this. So I was basically expanding my horizons, looking like, okay, how can I do this and get my message across? And I can actually speak louder now. And my neighbors won't be like, what the heck is he doing out there? And I came in and I turned on my car. And I turned on the radio, and I don't know what station it was. It was like some older classic rock or something like that. And the song that came on? This is the coolest thing. This is so cool. And this is totally like things happen. Like there's no like coincidences. The song, and I haven't heard this song. I have not heard this song in, I don't know, maybe a year or two. Maybe the last time I heard it was when I played at the gym one time. It was the Eye of the Tiger. It was the Eye of the Tiger, right? Rising up, you know, like that. I think, oh wait, Eye of the Tiger. So anyway, so that song, the Eye of the Tiger, was in which Rocky movie? Now that's the key. If you know what Rocky movie that was in, I would dare you. If you know what Rocky was in, I would be very impressed right now if you saw this and you put it in there. I'm not going to tell you. I know what it was. I'll give you a little hint. It was after, and you're going to know right away. It was after Rocky 2 when he fought Apollo, and then that ended, right? Remember that ended in Rocky 2? And he was fighting Apollo in Rocky 3, and I hope I'm right. Rocky 3, because I've watched it so many times. It's such a classic movie. Is he won, and then who does he fight after that? Clubber Lang, a.k.a. Mr. T. Do you remember? Mr. T? All right, so talk about like courage, right? If there's any classic movie, I was thinking of some other movies like, you know, like The Wizard of Oz and The Lion and the kind of cowardly lion who got his courage. You know, I was thinking of those kind of things. And I was actually even wrote them down. I was also thinking of like some of our favorite movies. My wife and I's are Jason Bourne movies, and then the Mission Impossibles. Those are great. I can watch those over and over and over again. There's some courage that is involved in, right? It gets like you fired up. With Matt Damon and Jason Bourne and then Tom. And I even wrote those down, but then it trumped all of them. It trumped all. I get in the car and turn on the radio, and it's like the Eye of the Tiger. It's such a good song. Rocky, I'm not going to tell you what number, but I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Maybe you need to go to your day today and thinking, okay, Mark has encouraged me to have courage. Look, encouragement. What's in the word encouragement? Courage. How cool is that? So if I can encourage you today, this might be my favorite message of all, because I'm doing this daily dose, episode number 25 of encouragement. And guess what's in smack dab in the middle of encouragement is courage. And I want to encourage you to have the kind of courage that you need. Listen, I'm going to share with this and then it'll be done. I'm going to be done. This is it, I promise. But I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, all I ask is that you share this with somebody else. If you are struggling with encouragement or courage, if you're struggling with your health, reach out to me. Continue to watch and chime in. In fact, I know when you come on here live, like I've done on others, it says you can receive notifications for the next time that I come on live. Well, you already know it's 8 a.m. It's 8 a.m. Eastern time, so you can come on here 8 a.m. or you can just get the notification when I come on live so you don't miss any of my lives. And I think yesterday I did 3 different ones, but my daily dose is right now, my main one guaranteed at 8 o'clock indefinitely. Right now we're moving forward. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you're encouraged by it too. I'm going to end with 2 scripture verses. First one, and it really encouraged me this morning. 1 Corinthians 16:13. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be men of courage, be strong. So good, so good. That's 1 Corinthians 16:13. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be men of courage, be strong. Like if there's a time right now in our world, and you know, I heard of the brutal murders, the rampage murder that went on in Canada. I think it was the worst ever. It's a tragic, tragic story. I know it happened here a lot in the United States, and I know there's lots of things that will lure you in, like we talked about yesterday. But I want you today, and I want to stress to you is to stand firm. And be on your guard with how you're viewing things, what you're looking at, what you're spending your time with, who you're listening to. You know, be courageous. Be courageous to say, no, I'm not going to watch that. No, I'm not going to be around that person who's got nothing but negativity. No, I'm not going to let the negative thoughts of so stressed and worried about 3 months down the road when I just need to focus on today. So I can just encourage you to be courageous. The next one, Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear. Now this is living, this is like the Bible. And if you believe, again, and if you have faith, regardless of how strong it is, and believing that what's true is in the Bible, not just reading it and knowing it. Again, I don't just read this and to brag to you that I know it. Because look, I wrote it down. This is not me to say I got it all put together. It doesn't mean that just if you're a Christian, you're going to have it all put together. It actually means chances are it's going to be worse. It's going to be harder. Because you're going to look at life a lot different than the average person looks at life and the world. And here's the coolest thing now is that maybe where the world seemed normal before and us weird, maybe it's people of faith and people who are coming to know who God is and have that relationship are not so weird anymore. And I think that's really, really encouraging. And listen to this verse, right? Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I'll tell you what, do you want to know where I get my encouragement from? Verses like this, I truly do. I mentioned I get encouraged by my family and my wife is amazing. Like seriously, I don't know how I got so ultra blessed to have the most incredible wife. Like it's going to well me up. Whew. We'll be married 18 years next month. 18 years. Was it easy? Heck no, it wasn't easy. It took work. It took effort. There's a struggle. There was fights. There was anger. We had our moments, right? And I don't know if you can feel me if you've been married any length of time, 6 months or 35, 40 plus years. It takes work. It takes absolute work, but I can tell you, so worth it. I'll tell you, it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. And I'll tell you what, I honestly don't know where I would be at with my marriage if I didn't find the courage, not from my own efforts, but from the courage that I get from living what's in the Bible. And verses like, be on your guard, stand firm in your faith, be men of courage, be strong. Like, be strong in your faith. That is so awesome. Hey, Vicky, appreciate you. Jeanette, appreciate you. If you missed this, I'm just about done. So you're going to need to, when I download it, I'll download it after. It'll be there for you. And then Isaiah 41:10, I'm just going to read this one more time because it's so powerful. So do not fear, for I am with you. So in my marriage, thinking of that is like being courageous in your marriage. Men and women, you have to be courageous because enemy is trying to attack. Evil tries to get at anything good in this world. Good marriages try to attack, lust of the eyes and things that pursue our minds that are not holy. And I'll tell you what, I don't know. I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling encouraged, and I hope you are as well, by going in my day today with courage, I hope you have that courage. Listen, last thing, and then I'm done. And this, I promise you, I'm done. 2 things. You have courage. If you've come on here, if you have to go back and watch the beginning of this, I want to empower you today to let you know that you have courage. If you woke up, if you have breath in your lungs, if you have a heartbeat, you just put your hand on your heart and say, okay, my heart's beating today. I have another day to improve. I have another day to progress. I have another day to increase my level of courageousness, if you will. And you know what? The Daily Dose of Mark helped. But here's the last. This is by Supreme Court Justice. I saw this when I was doing a little research. Oliver Wendell Holmes, who was an old timer, back in the 20s or 30s. He said, courage is about doing what you're afraid to do. There can be no courage. You got no courage unless you're scared. Have the courage to act instead of react. So today in your day, instead of maybe reacting to things that get you afraid, is maybe go into it. Instead of reacting, take action. Be courageous. Stand firm in your faith if you have faith. Hold on to the things that are going to give you the courage, that you need to get through. If you need to watch this a couple times, go back and watch it a couple times. If you need to meet me tomorrow, 8 a.m. Daily Dose. On a side note, hey, so this I hope finds value to you. If it does, all I ask is that you share this. My encouragement today for you is, on all those things we talked about, is that you have courage. If you are struggling specifically with your health, if you are somebody in your 40s or close to it, or in your 40s or 50s, and you've struggled with not knowing how to start on this road to being courageous for your own personal health, if you've spent your entire life, your adult life, putting the oxygen mask on all the other people in your world, on your relationship with your significant other, your spouse, or your girlfriend or boyfriend, or your family and your children and all their activities, if you put all those oxygen masks on first and you're gasping for air right now because your personal health is completely down the toilet, reach out to me. Seriously, reach out to me. 10-minute call, shoot me a message, say, Mark, I want to get on a call with you. All we'll do is talk in 10, 15 minutes. We'll look at where you're at in your... Now again, I'm not the most courageous on all things. If you need help with finances, I'm not the guy for you. If you necessarily need help with your business stuff, I'm not the guy for you. If you need help, however, with regards to your health, if you are completely a disaster and you feel you're too old to make changes right now, you're not too old. It's not too late. Reach out to me. I'll prove you differently. You come into my world and we'll change it together. All you have to do to see if you qualify is just send me a message, reach out to me. See, all it takes maybe is a little bit of courage to take that first step. Maybe the first step even before that is to realize that you need to have somebody help you. Because you've been trying yourself. You've been trying on the diets, the quick fixes. You've been trying to rely on your friend or your neighbor. You're trying to rely on Google, trying to rely on, the things that are selling you dreams. And I have no dream to sell you. But I do tell you this, is in 25 years of my experience doing this, that I know what it needs, and I know what people need when it comes to getting on the right path for their health. Specifically, people walking in my season of life in their 40s and 50s. And let me just tell you this, is that you have enough courage. If you don't, just take that first step and I'll show you the next step. And then I'll show you the next step. And then I'll show you the next step. And together, we'll get on the right path so that you can start putting your oxygen mask on first. And just think of how much more of an influence and impact you can have on others when you're taking care of you. All right, that's all I have, the Daily Dose. Oh, I'm hot. It's hot. I'm sweating. I hope you found this well. If you did, send me some comments. I love your feedback. I thrive off of that. I don't need necessarily the likes. Send me a private message if you're more private. That's cool too. Take care and have an amazing, holy moly, 8:30. I think I went 30 minutes today. Oops. Had a lot to say. Take care. God bless. We'll see you.